Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be trying to revive this blower right here. So in the last video, I said that this Poulan Pro blower is scrap. And it pretty much is. The motor was shot in it, so it's pretty much scrap. I also have this one here. This one here is also scrap. But I'm going to just sell it because this one here is a little newer and it has all the accessories with it. So I'm going to try to save this one. And I'm going to sell that one not running. You know, for parts and whatnot. But I had an idea. I mean, the cylinder and the piston looks pretty similar to one of these weed eater feather lights right here. And I just so happened to have one that the shaft was bent on. So I'll tear this apart. And I'm going to put the motor in here onto the blower. So, hopefully I can get it to run. So I'm going to turn on this weed eater feather light. And then, yeah, I'm basically just going to start the video off with me putting the motor into the Poulan Pro right there. So it would not really be worth fixing if you brought it to a repair shop because they would probably charge a hefty amount for it. But since I have one of those weed eaters that have a scrap shaft on it, I'm hoping that I can get something to work with that. So anyways, stay tuned, I guess. Hey guys, so I got the piston cylinder out of the other one now. And I think somebody already opened it up, but I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna plop it right on there. I'm not even gonna take the piston off because I already have all of this in there. So I'm just gonna slide it in and hopefully that works. You know, tighten down the bolts and whatnot. Push that in there. And there you go. It's seated in there now. I just gotta put the 2 screws in there and then I'm gonna tighten them down. So I'm just hand tightening these a little bit, just so I don't strip them when I go in there with my impact. That should be good. It's in there nicely. Now I gotta put the intake boot on, which is this one right here. And I just gotta pop the screws in there and tighten her up. This is probably gonna go pretty fast. It took me about 5 minutes to take the engine out of the trimmer, the weed eater trimmer, and everything seems to be fitting fine for the moment. Just hoping it keeps going that way. So I got the boot on. Now I'm gonna get the muffler on here. So I'm just trying to get this situated here, I guess. Make sure it's sitting properly and everything. Pass the screws in there. Like I did before, I'm also just putting those in by hand before I give it a little zap with my impact. And slowly drive it in. Give it a few impacts, not too many. Like that. Now I got the muffler on. I don't think I'm going to put the carb on yet. I'm going to try to seat this back into its casing, basically. Yeah. So think this is the casing that has to keep going. Sorry about that. This one right here. So I'm gonna pass it into that hole there. And I'm just gonna make sure it pulls, so I'm making sure it... Yeah, that works. Oh, but the bearing fell out over here. Okay, so after installing those screws, you gotta get a couple of the parts on, including other screw right here, and this goes on, and then this goes on top of it. Now I believe there's a bolt that goes here with a lock washer, and this right here with the lock washer, and then the bolt goes on, I believe. Now I'm going to take my impact, I believe that's a 1/2 inch. That's good. I'm gonna make sure it turns over here. I missed something. I'm pretty sure I missed something. I think possibly I missed something. I think there's supposed to be something more over here. I'm just gonna add the cover over here, by the way. So I'm gonna do that now. Just gonna put the cover on. Pretty sure they're pretty fine threaded screws that go there. Possibly these two. Those ones I hope go for. But they look like they'd probably go here. So we're gonna try that. There's little screws or washers. The thread seems to be right. It's not driving in hard or anything. I don't think they are actually. Probably these ones here. I only got 2 more of them. They seem to be like the right ones. I'm gonna take those out and try those ones out. Oh, that seems better. So those do not go there. Okay, there you go. That's good. Still gotta figure out this though. I don't know why exactly it rubs so harshly on it. I think I'm missing something. I just don't know what I'm missing. I'm gonna figure it out. I put the card back on. Okay, the only problem is now I gotta try to figure out how this goes back together now. So how the throttle handle kind of system goes back together. I gotta figure that out now. I don't really know how that, I don't remember how that went together, so. I took this apart quite a while ago. I'm just gonna put these linkages back on over here, onto this switch. And I'm gonna figure out where this wire right here goes. I'm gonna try to figure out where that goes, and yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out how that goes back together right there. So this somehow goes over here. Pretty sure that goes like that in there. That little, that right there. And then it goes into this linkage right here. I'm gonna add these anti-vibe things, put them back inside there. I hope I put them on right. I think that's how they're supposed to go. Looks kind of how they're supposed to go like that. Now I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna try to pop these into the holes. I think this goes the other way. Pretty sure this is the handle that's supposed to go here, and then that's supposed to go in the little crack in there, and then go into this hole with that on top of there. I think this is how it's supposed to go. I'm still trying to figure out where this ground wire goes, but I don't really know. Okay, so this seems pretty good here. I'm just gonna pass these wires through so that you can hook up the switch. Pull straight out, try not to wiggle them. I'm attaching the spark plug boot to the spark plug. And I'm trying to fish up the wires over here. Okay, so I want to give you all an update of where I am. I got the handle kind of back together. I got the 2 screws up here. I got them in. I gotta figure out what screws go over here because this is not the right one. I think it's just the one that's a little longer than this. There's 2 of them, so I think this one, and the other one is the one for right here. But I guess we'll find out soon. Oh yeah, it is. I'm kind of happy about that. Getting down to the last couple screws here, by the way. I'm pretty sure I got almost all of them. Whoops. I'm pretty sure I got almost all of them, so. I hope I got the handle right. I mean, it seems to be working right, so. Even that works. That's pretty good. So, I think there's just one last screw right here to put in, which is probably this one. Over here. Now there's supposed to be 1 screw here and 1 screw here. So, but one's a bolt and one's a screw. But I think I am, you know, into it enough to be able to try and start it. But I see now a problem, which I'm really not liking. That it's super hard to pull out, and it doesn't go back in. Okay, guys, so, I got the blower fully put back together now. So I guess you guys are probably wondering what happened with the fan. I said it was not turning over, now it's turning over and going back in, which is good. Why wasn't it doing that? Why was it so hard to pull out? Well, because when I had first taken this apart over a month ago, the sleeve that went over, I will get another motor and I'll show you what I'm talking about. The This is a blower motor, but it's not the same one, obviously. Well, actually, it's pretty similar cylinder, but anyways, this is it. And this part right here, that the motor, the one on this blower here was about yay long, I think. And there's supposed to be a sleeve that goes over it so that you're not compressing a bunch of plastic together. You're compressing a little bit of plastic on top of a piece of metal and bearing. So I forgot to put that on because I had lost it over a month ago when I took it apart. But then I have a little container with all my parts that I find on my table that, you know, might be important and whatever. And I looked through there, and thankfully I found it, which was a good thing because without that I would have probably never finished this blower off. And so yeah, I was missing that part there, and that was causing the motor to not want to turn over easily. And then I put everything back together. Everything seems to be working. The handle was put back together. All the siding, all the stuff right there. So later, we're gonna see if it starts up. It's a little bit too early for me to start it right now. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of complaints if I start up a blower now. After starting it, let it warm up a little bit. I'm gonna do a compression test on it, see what it's got. Currently has about 95, I think, without the engine being through a heat cycle and, you know, some oil in there. And then you'll get the real compression reading of this. But before running, it got 95. So later I'm gonna start it up and show you guys a clip of it started. I put the pipe on as well. The carb might need a little bit of adjustment, I think. But I think 95 pounds of compression is enough to get this thing running. I connected the fuel lines, put some gas in it, and it looks like it is priming good. Yeah, it's priming pretty good, I'd say. Let me know down in the comments if you think one of these blowers, just a weed eater version of this, is worth more than a curved shaft weed eat. Okay, let's see if this thing will start up now. I'm gonna prime it a little bit, turn the choke on. There you go. That's pretty good.